Hi guys, back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about sculpting. These are some things that I've learned over the time I've been sculpting, which has been not that long, but I've been practicing anatomy for a good minute due to painting and drawing, and these two things are really hand to hand. But before we hop into looking at the sculpts and going through my mistakes and my positives that I really learned from sculpting, I want to talk about what's incoming. So there's a lot incoming. Can't say too much, can't say too much names, can't say too much of anything, but I just want to put it in the atmosphere. There's a lot coming. There's a lot of films, comics, books, and everything coming to this YouTube channel. The intro will be changed. A lot will be changed. But this stuff is in the works. So I ask you to not only be patient, but also stay excited and stay ready for what is to come. Now let's get into talking about the sculpts. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about you got to stay true to your stages. When I say stay true to your stages, there are stages to building up a sculpt. The first stage is building the forms. Now, building the forms can be just pulling polygons and pulling all these shapes out and shaping them to your liking to build the form that you really desire in your mind from that, either the reference that you have or just from due process, just from what you want to do. You can do all that, but you got to stay true to your stages. When you rush stages, you get a sculpt that looks unfinished and a sculpt that doesn't have the amount of detail that it could have. And I learned this a lot in a few of my sculpts, but especially one of my sculpts that I was trying to really bring to life. I tried to texture this person and everything of that nature, which you see on the screen. I was trying to texture and everything, but it just wasn't coming together. And the reason why it wasn't coming together was specifically because I didn't stay true to the stages. The stages are a very important part of building a sculpt. A sculpt, you got to start with building the forms, how the bone structures react with the skin, how wide the face is, how skinny the face is, how wide the body is, how skinny the body is, how big the head is compared to the body. Things like that, you got to stay true to proportions. But showing you a bad example, now I'm going to show you a good example. A good example of staying true to your stages is this sculpt. So it started off really rough, really messy, really ugly. I put a cylinder in it, shaping it to the legs, the liking that I wanted, and to the reference that I had already drawing up. Now, due to what this is for, I can't show you the reference. But the next video I definitely will, because it will all be film ready and it all will be ready for what it's time to go down. But besides all that, when you look at it, it looks like nothing right now. But then it updates to actually something that actually looks like something, which looks pretty good. And that's due to being true to the stages. You have to take your time while sculpting. It's just like when painting. You can push and pull, but once you start refining those details, pushing and pulling kind of takes away. So you have to be patient with yourself and continue to work in stages. And that's leading into the second stage. I'm pretty sure you heard this from many places. You heard this from many artists, and you're probably tired of hearing it. But I'm going to tell you right now, you need to do this as an artist if your style, I'm not even going to say if your style is realistic. Any type of style. There's many artists who limit themselves to drawing cartoonish or drawing very unrealistic because they choose to just skip this stage and says it's too hard, it's too rigorous, it's too annoying. But really, this is one of the best stages to me because this is a stage where you can really get creative. Because when you learn this, you can start to learn how to push proportions. You can push this, push that, and not only you have a character that physically looks right, but that just pleasing to look at. And that leads to this stage, which is anatomy. You have to build the body proportions. The body proportions are a very important thing, and these body proportions can lead you to a good art piece or a bad art piece. Body proportions is what can make a character look like this or like this. So, and that's due to anatomy. You have to learn anatomy. Anatomy is not a simple structure, but there's also basics that you can learn, like the planes of the face. That's a form of anatomy. How the body conforms with other parts of the body. That's a form of anatomy. And the more and more you do art, you will learn more. And I talked to one of my friends who was a beginning artist, and I looked at the drawing that he drew, and the face came out really wide with shapes that he was trying to pull, but he didn't get the basis, which was anatomy. So that's the reason why anatomy is very important. But since you heard that everywhere, I'm going to make that step very quick. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is work smarter, not harder. Many of you choose to take your time, keep on building circle on circle on circle on sphere on sphere. Work smarter, not harder, people. VFX, sculpting, all of the stuff that has to do with 3D animation or 3D period. Time is of the essence. Move quickly. Move on. If you can find a way to speed up the process, do it. If you can build the mesh separately and then join it together and make it faster and build the mesh up faster, do it. There's no reason to hold yourself back. Taking your time. Even though at the beginning I did say take your time, but this is a different taking your time. This is wasting time doing things that you could already had done. Because when you build a mesh from the form of a circle, you're not only just building the mesh, you have to build onto the mesh. But if you go on and build the basic mesh down and have all the shapes done already, all you have to do is sculpt onto the mesh, and it's just like drawing body parts. It makes it very simple, it makes it quicker, and it makes it easier. Trust me on this. It will make your life 10 times easier. Try it. I'm telling you, try it. And that is leading to the end of the video. I thank you guys. If you stayed to the end, please like and subscribe. And please turn those post notifications on. Every time I post a video, I want you guys to be notified. You know, I want you to know that I'm posting. We working towards monetization here, you know. And we're not only working towards that, we're working towards building and marketing something way bigger. Just can't say it yet, though. But I promise you, it's coming. And y'all folks, stay tuned. I'll catch y'all. Peace out.